Victims of child sex abuse and are sharing their story after holding it in for decades. 32 cases filed against 13 local Catholic priests are now closed now that the Diocese of Kansas City St. Joseph agreed to a $9.9 million settlement. New at 6, our KSHB spoke to two victims who say justice has finally been served.
Just outside the Catholic Diocese in downtown Kansas City, these men shared their stories of how they were sexually abused by Catholic priests.
Little by little, the grooming started, and you find yourself at that age in places you don't want to be.
Philip Peshota's case was among the 32 settled on Tuesday. He says Father Jerry Waganick abused him in 1962 at St. Bernadette's Parish in Raytown. He was 12 years old at the time and didn't speak of it until 40 years later.
You find creative ways to block it, but it's always there.
You know, I didn't forget it. I just buried it.
Michael Hunter carried around a similar secret for 25 years before finally telling his younger brother.
At that time, he told me that he had suffered sexual abuse by the same priest.
On their own, these men felt like they didn't have a voice. But together with the organization SNAP and attorney Rebecca Randalls, they received their long overdue justice.
It let me receive the dignity that I deserved for what had happened to me.
For Peshota, it was never about the money. In fact, he's donating most of his settlement back to SNAP. Instead, these victims are sharing their stories in hopes of preventing future abuse.
I don't think we'll ever be able to stop pedophilia. But when an institution covers it up and hides it, that's a real sin.
I just call upon the pew-sitting Catholics to recognize that they control the church.
KSHB,
and they have a voice.
41 Action News.
The diocese released a statement saying the diocese sincerely hopes that this settlement can bring about some closure to those hurt by abuse in the past.